Hi guys, 18Dap here. Welcome to the latest matchday preview on the channel. It is football under the lights, League 2, Doncaster Rovers versus Bromley. Let's get the video started. So guys, welcome to the latest matchday preview for the channel. Doncaster Rovers versus Bromley in League 2 under the lights on Tuesday night. Looking forward to this one. If you're an existing subscriber, as always, thank you so much for supporting the channel and continuing to do so. If this video has brought you to the channel and you enjoy this sort of stuff, please consider clicking subscribe so you don't miss any future content. And if this is your first video that you've seen on the channel, welcome. And this is a format that we go through match previews. We'll look at previous meetings between the two clubs. There's not many. We look at current form across all competitions. I choose a Doncaster Rovers player just to say a few words about. We choose the opponent's one to watch. It's only my opinion, but as I always say, you know your club much better than I do. So if there's somebody else that should be in the conversation at that point, get them in the comments down below. I do like to learn about the clubs that we face all season. And then we finish the video off with 3 predictions. Predict the team lineup thanks to FanHub. Me and the family have got a predictions league table, so there's an update on that, and then the score prediction, all important score prediction at the very end. So without further ado, let's get into previous meetings. And unfortunately, not a lot to say on this one because we're making history. It's the first time that Doncaster Rovers and Bromley will be facing each other, so we can't go through the more recent 5 fixtures. It is literally the first time that I can find that we have faced each other competitively. If I'm wrong with that, please correct me in the comments down below. I don't know if there's any non-league games that are hiding somewhere that I've not been able to find, but yeah, could be making history. Certainly in the AFL we are. First game that those two teams have faced off, so looking forward to writing history tomorrow night. On to current form, and it does lean towards a Donny win. Looking at the last 5, we've lost 1, won 2, drawn 1, and then 1 on the weekend. Bromley on the other hand, a defeat, 3 draws, and then another defeat last time out. And although it's not a great set of fixtures or results for reading wise for Bromley, and they just sit above the bottom 2 in the table, for me there's certainly no mugs in the first season in the AFL. Recent draws on the screen were against MK Dons, Chesterfield and Fleetwood, so that to me shows that they can go toe to toe with any teams that are performing well within this division. Defeat at the weekend I think will be a tough one for them to take in a game where Bromley had more possession, marginally more possession, but 25 shots at goal, absolutely peppered Tranmere, but came away from the game 2-1 with a 2-1 defeat unfortunately. So I do think that the league position is a false one, but they need to start turning these draws into wins. But I really do think that any team that underestimates this Bromley team that seems to be pretty robust, well organised, well drilled, could lead to their downfall and potentially ours tomorrow if we underestimate them. So yeah, we need to be on our game, but Bromley will be wanting to turn those draws into wins to pull themselves away from the bottom 2. For Donny though, I think we're ticking over fairly nicely with another win on Saturday, which kept us in the top 3, but it's not quite as convincing as some fans, including myself, would like at the moment. It feels like we're just not out of second gear at the minute, which is good because obviously the consistency is there. I mean, we're almost 2 points a game, over a quarter of the season has been played now, and we're sat in second, so we can't grumble too much. And I think it's a little bit harsh to grumble, but it just feels like we're huffing and puffing a little bit in some games. And Grant's come out and said it about the ruthlessness. You look at Walsall at the weekend against Grimsby. Smelt blood and absolutely battered them 4-1 and just kept on going. Whereas for us, it just seems like we get that one goal and then we're a little bit nervous. So yeah, we need to kind of get out of that and become a little bit more ruthless, which Grant said last week that he's wanting. So hopefully we do get to see that. It was great on Saturday to see Joe Ironside net his first goal of the season as well. Pretty pressure penalty, 90 plus 3 plus 4. So it was to win the game at Swindon, and he slotted it away fairly calmly and confidently, which was great to see. So yeah, he's got that duck off his back, and yeah, hopefully that gives him a bit of confidence coming into this game and future games, and we start to see the floodgates open for Joe. And as I touched on a little bit ago, I think we've got to be on our game against a tough to beat Bromley team if we're going to get all 3 points tomorrow night. Moving on to player profile, I've mentioned him, it is Joe Ironside. Like I say, 31-year-old centre forward, and it was great to see him on Saturday off the mark this season, albeit from the spot, but as I said, pressure penalty, and he took it very, very well. But what I want to say is there's no doubt in this man's work rate even when he is on the field. Takes a few men with him, and for me it just releases pockets of space for other players to exploit. So for me, regardless of his goal scoring record at the minute this season, I think his efforts are being rewarded through other players getting that freedom in the final third. So hopefully he gets a start, and like I say, the floodgate's now open for him. But you can't question his work rate, and like I say, it just does free that space up for other players as well. On to the opponent's one to watch. So for this one, as I said at the start of the video, if this individual is not your one to watch, if you're a Bromley fan watching this video, get your comments in down below and let me educate me on Bromley's squad. But I've gone with Michael Cheek. Pretty obvious selection, 6 goals, 1 assist this season already. Is their target man. 33-year-old centre forward, played the majority of his career in the non-league, but he is a goal scorer. There's no two ways about it. 395 appearances, 162 goals, 22 assists, and is a bit of a fan favourite at Bromley as well. Obviously, the goal scorers do become fan favourites because they're the ones who are winning your games, and I think if we contain Michael tomorrow night, limit him to chances. We saw on Saturday they had 25 shots. I think, yeah, if it comes to him anywhere inside the boxes, it doesn't matter what level you're playing at. If you've got that kind of instinct and sixth sense to be in the right position at the right time, you're going to get more goals than not. So yeah, I think we've just got to keep tabs on Michael, and if we do, we've got a good chance of coming away with 3 points tomorrow night. On to the predicted team lineup. This is thanks to FanUp. If you've not downloaded the app yet, please go ahead and do so. Loads to get your teeth stuck into, and for me, the lineup for tomorrow night, I'm going unchanged from my previous preview. I think maybe no, 2 changes, sorry, from my previous preview. I didn't get it right against Swindon, but I do think we'll go back to a back 4. Sharman Low in goal, Sterry on the right, McGrath, Olawu and Fleming on the left. A couple of changes in midfield. I think we'll go Bailey. He slotted in at centre back. I think we played 3-5-2 at Swindon, so I think Bailey will be back in the midfield with Kelly and Clifton. I've given Kyle Hurst a start. I think he's probably warranted a start with Molyneux on the right and Joe Ironside. Hopefully that confidence from the first goal that he scored this season will continue into Tuesday night, so I've put him up top on his own to start with. So that's my predicted 11. If you think that anybody should swap out on that, get it in the comments down below. Moving on to the predictions league table. So if you're new to this, me and the family predict the scoreline for every single league game. Get it spot on, we get 3 points. Get the outcome of the game right, but not the scoreline, it's 1 point. Get it completely wrong, it's no points. And 3 of us went with 2-1 wins, and Max went with a 4-1 win. So points for everybody, but it's tightened the table up. Chris went with a 2-1 win, so he's gone back up. He's gone up to 9 points, matching what Max is on after Max gets 1 point. I went with 2-1, so that takes me to 8 points, and my dad went away from his Desmond Tutu, went with a 2-1 win, and that pulls him up to 6. So 2 games ago my dad had no points and is now breathing down our necks. It just shows how quickly this can change. Plenty of football still to be played. And that takes me on to my score prediction, and this is a tough one to call because I've mentioned it throughout the video. They're a tough team to beat, Bromley, and they've shown that they can go toe to toe with decent teams in the league as well. I just hope that we perform to our potential and don't underestimate the team, and respect them, but don't give them too much respect. In a nutshell, I think it's going to be a tough Tuesday night though. They'll be tough to break down, and I think the onus will be on us to move the ball quick and try and break a good Bromley team down. But I think it's going to be one of those where we come out a little bit disappointed, huffed and puffed, and I'm going with 1-1 on the night. I hope the Rovers prove me wrong. We will see come 10 o'clock tomorrow night. And that's where I'm going to leave this one. If you've enjoyed it, stick a big thumbs up on it for us, please. Comments in the section down below. Let us know your score predictions or prediction for the game. Subscribe if you haven't already. And all that's left for me to say is thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.